Havana by Penelope. It's bourbon finished in a rum cask. Let's try this one out. Okay, Mike here, that's Chasing Bourbon 1987. So today we're fresh cracking. First of all, we got a special guest for a special bottle. It's Penelope Havana and our special guest. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Spen, an expert in Caribbean rum.
Okay, so there we go. So Spen is an expert in Caribbean rum. Spend a lot of time down in the Caribbean. Probably drank a lot of rum.
Yes.
All right, so today we have ourselves a bourbon that was finished in the Caribbean rum barrel. So today we're going to be fresh cracking the Penelope Havana. Okay, so let's give this Penelope Havana a fresh crack. Wow. Oof.
Good pop.
That was a solid cork pop right there. Let's get this in the glass, give it a little time to open up, and then we're gonna begin that review. Okay, so we're giving this Penelope Havana time to open up. So let's begin that review. So we're talking about the Havana. This is Penelope, MBT juice. It's double barreled. It's finished in rum casks and also actual maple syrup casks. So, speaking about the Caribbean, you spent some time down there?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Which islands?
Well, my favorite island is Grenada.
Ooh, the island of the spice.
Isle of Spice. I only buy Caribbean or Grenadian nutmeg.
Okay. There you go.
I don't cheap on my nutmeg.
All right.
Canadian or nothing.
There you go. Nutmeg is that's the spice capital of the world, they say, right, or something like that. Allspice, mace, nutmeg. That's the thing. Okay.
Cinnamon as well.
Cinnamon. There we go. Okay. You ever have like the fresh cocoa and everything down there?
Oh yeah, right. Right from the farm.
I'm teasing them because we've been down to the Caribbean together, so that's why I'm teasing them about this. We were on vacation a few times down there and went to the cacao farms and saw how a bunch of different type of rum was made and everything like that. Right? Remember that?
I do. I remember when everyone laughed because you gave me something to eat.
We gave them raw cacao to taste, and we all thought it was funny. Okay, so let's try this. So on the nose, the Penelope.
Not very mapley for something that was aged in a maple syrup cask.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree on that one. For being finished in an actual maple syrup cask, you're really not picking up any maple syrup. I mean, you're just more or less picking up some traditional bourbon flavors, some cinnamon, some light sugars.
Without reading the description, I would say I wouldn't even see there wasn't even a hint of maple.
No. Well, let's give it a taste. Cheers.
Well, you don't smell it, but you certainly taste it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. That maple really shows up on the flavor.
It's a good profile. Mm-hmm. If anything, it might be a little too much maple.
Yeah, the maple is definitely a little more dominant.
It overpowers, yeah.
It's drinking, what do you got? You're 93 proof. It's drinking right around that 93 proof. That maple is super dominant. I mean, it's like super sweet, super dominant. I mean, you're picking up some vanillas, you're picking up some other sugars. You're not really picking up any oak or anything like that. Maybe we're going for another taste.
I get a little oak on the back end. Mm-hmm. It's not overwhelming. The maple definitely shines, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's interesting bourbon. The maple's there, but it's not like, if you check one of my old videos, the Old St. Nick, we reviewed that bottle a little while back. Go check out that video. That thing was like pancake syrup and French toast, like super, super thick and super, super dominant on the maple. The maple's there. It's definitely a dominant flavor, but it's not something, at least in my opinion, that detracts from the flavor. It's a sweet, enjoyable bourbon. 93 proof, it's a beautiful proof point. Mouthfeel to me is a little on the thin side. What about yourself?
Yeah, thin, not viscous.
Yeah, it's definitely a little on the thin side. Give it one more chance here, see what's happening. Yeah, so for me, maybe mid-palate. That oak you talked about does show up. Finish to me is short, like I said, being thin. You're picking up some vanillas, some light sugars. To me, I don't know. To me, that maple kind of falls off towards the end. You staying with you?
Maple up front, heat in the middle palate, and then oak on the way down.
Nice. All right. So overall, not such a bad bourbon.
I'd say it's a good balance of everything.
Yeah. Right. Your thoughts on this one? You like it?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
toss it around.
Sure. So let's talk about this Penelope Havana. So not a cheap bottle. This thing is MSRPing for well over $150. I think this one is closer to $180. Super expensive bottle. Depending on your budget, I don't know if I could recommend this one for $180. There's so much more bourbon out there for more than half the price.
For my experience just now, considering the price point, I'd say this should be about half.
That's it, right? This is the $70, $80 bourbon at the most.
I'd be satisfied with that price point, but knowing its true price point, I wouldn't be satisfied with it.
All right, so let's talk, now that we're talking about price points and rum finish bourbons and whiskeys, so let's bring along some other ones to compare it again. So let's put some colors on here so we don't get them all confused. So let's put this here and this here. And if only my cameraman would have made 3 of every color dots, that would have helped us out a lot more. These I'll keep over here to keep me separate. All right, so let's try, so we have here the Jeffersons. You want to pour that one up, talk about that one?
Nice pop.
There you go.
Looks like it's sourced. We got 90 proof. Price point is what?
Jefferson's comes in about $70. A few years back, this thing was closer to $100 back during the bourbon craze. Jefferson's is one of the ones that's dropping fast in price and really reflecting how the bourbon market is falling apart lately. And you're right about that. Jefferson's is all sourced. This one is finished in a rum cask. I think it doesn't have an age statement. I heard somewhere that it was maybe a 6-year.
So the rumor is 6 year. It's not officially stated.
Yeah,
though.
6 years. And then they said maybe, what was it, 15 months or something in a rum cask or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Old rum cask.
Yeah, old rum cask. So I have to check online. I'll put it down below. It actually tells you which was the rum they used. So we'll go on the nose on this one.
Vanilla. You can feel the heat. I kind of get a little bit of a cherry up front.
I'm going to agree with you 100% on that. I'm getting some nice light, bright red fruits, maybe like a bright cherry, and of course that vanilla. I mean, this is a bourbon. This is a bourbon. This is definitely no ifs, ands, or buts. That I'm not really picking up that ethanol as much as you on that one, but you're definitely picking up some vanillas, some light sugars, and some red fruits. We'll give it a taste.
I'm getting straight bourbon. I'm not getting a hint of rum.
Yeah.
For aging on that.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. This one, if again, knowing Jefferson's and knowing how unimpressive Jefferson's is, I'm going to agree with you on that one. There is a slight undertone. It's weird, but I mean, just I don't want to throw thoughts out there and get your mind going a certain way. But just take another sip, and while you're swallowing it, breathe out through your nose and tell me if you're not getting this weird little taste of bananas. Could be me. My palate on bananas and Jack Daniels, it's not everybody picks up those flavors. Again, it's what every bourbon, every flavor profile is different. I could taste something and tell you one thing, somebody next to me could taste something and go totally the opposite way, and nobody's right and nobody's wrong. It's just the way your brain digests all the different flavors.
So where you're picking up banana, I'm getting a slight hint of vanilla.
Okay.
And I feel like towards the end, as it goes down at the end of the palate, I feel like I get a little sense of a white Caribbean rum.
Mm-hmm. Like a light rum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver white rum.
Yeah. It's there's not that punch. There's not that dominant flavor of any kind of rum in here. I mean, I said I'll look online and see what rum. I know it was a big Caribbean rum they put in there, but to me, it's not really influencing the flavor. To me, it's just a regular, straight, off the shelf bourbon with just maybe a slight undertone. That with me, it's banana. You said you're just a little more heavy on the vanilla.
If I'd picked this up in the store expecting a bourbon with rum aging, I would have been disappointed.
Disappointed. All right, definitely. All right, so let's put a pink on that one so we could go back to it. You want to throw a date dot on there? Got it?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to put that there so we don't get confused as to which is which. Okay, so let's talk about some other ones here. So let's talk. So we've got bourbon. So here, let's throw in the mix of rye. So this one's Angel's Envy. This one was super popular a few years ago. This one's coming, and I'm going to pick that one up. You want to talk about the proof on that one?
Coming at 100 proof.
Oh, nice.
Rye whiskey finished in Caribbean rum casks.
Okay, so this is typical MGP rye. This is a 95.5 rye. This is 95% rye, 5% malted barley. It's going to have a totally different flavor profile than any of these bourbons. And let's pour it in a glass, see what we think of this one.
I don't want to be pouring too much. I'm new at this.
Oh, you could do it with the next one. We got 3 more to go.
Okay.
Okay, so like I said, these other 2 are bourbon. This one is a 100% rye. No ifs, ands, or buts. Angel's Envy, 95.5 rye. This is going to give you all your crazy rum or rye profiles. And let's see how the rum plays on this one. So on the nose.
So going in, I don't like rye as much. I like a corn-based bourbon. So
okay.
see if this changes my mind with the rum.
So I don't know about you, but I mean, this thing is like a caramel bomb. You just pick it up
caramel.
Crazy caramel on this thing. This thing smells like a...
It smells more like a candy.
Yeah, one of those like Werther, one of those chewy candies you do. Again, knowing it's a rye, so right away my mind is picking up all that mint in the background with the caramel. I mean, it's super caramel. It's some mint, maybe a little bit of black pepper.
I get a little black pepper.
Yeah.
I don't get any mint. But
no, we'll give it a taste.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right up front, I'm getting caramel. Really cuts down the harshness of what I get when I drink rye-based bourbons. I don't think you could ask for a better combination of both.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is like a caramel bomb. This thing is 100% caramel. This is, this is a rye. This one isn't even a bourbon. This one's straight up rye. You know, bourbon got to be 51% corn. This thing is 95% rye. This thing is a rye bomb. You're not picking up a lot of that mint and black peppers and...
I get a hint of pepper. I get no mint.
Yeah.
I get a ton of caramel, which is probably one of my favorite flavors. So that's probably why I go so much for the caramel.
Trying to figure out where all that caramel came from a Caribbean rum. I mean, this thing is crazy caramel here. I mean, it's you know... I mean, if you didn't know any better, you'd almost think you're drinking like a caramel food flavor here more than anything. I mean, it's 100 proof. It's definitely drinking a little hotter, at least to me, than the Jeffersons, but a little lighter than the Penelope. What about you?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to look this up and see exactly how it's being aged in rum, because this is fantastic.
Yeah, this thing's great. So me, on that second sip, which always helps me out, especially coming off another flavor, to me, that second sip, the caramel is actually even a little lighter now. That mint is picking up a lot more. The honeys, the citrus, and that black pepper you usually get from a regular rye seems to be a little more dominant. Not that caramel's not there, but to me, that the caramel's just now complementing the rye versus being just like 100% caramel.
On my second, I'm getting the mint. The mint, and this is a wonderful flavor profile. It's robust, and it really hides the heat that you get from a rye-based bourbon. So
like a lot of people say, rye holds up a lot better to finishes more than bourbon because it is that strong punchier thing. So the finishes are going to complement that and help smooth out the flavors of rye versus the bourbon that it's just going to totally step on it. So let's mark that up with a purple dot, and keeping everybody in frame here. Let's go to the next one. All right, so here we go. Here, let's actually put this one over here. Hopefully that'll stay in frame. That's my glass, so it doesn't have things. Okay. So now we're going to the next one. So everybody's favorite, Crown Royal. So this one is, Canadian rye. What do you see about that one?
Crown Royal Marquis, finished in Caribbean rum cask for a rich and silky taste, 80 proof. See how it goes. Let's pour it.
There we go.
Let's put that into a glass.
Yeah. Okay, so right off the bat, Crown Royal is never known to be one of the most developed whiskeys in the world. Now we're moving away from the bourbon territory here. It's Canadian whiskey. But wow, look at that color. Compared to some of these other ones, compared to that Penelope, I think that Crown Royal might have a lot of color on there.
It's good caramel. I expected it to be more dark.
Yeah, again, the only problem with once you're getting into the world of Canadian whiskeys like Crown Royal is, they have no laws. I mean, Canadian whiskey, they could start putting in food coloring, caramel color. They could start throwing additives in there. They could pretty much throw anything in there. They could literally throw sherry in there and still call it a Canadian whiskey and not have to declare it on the thing. That's my only concern and worries when we're dealing with Canadian whiskey. But I mean, that's got some beautiful color. It's just who knows where that coloring came from, right? So let's go on the nose on this one. Well, I don't know about you, but I mean, this is the most disappointing nose we got here.
I was like, Crown Royal.
Exactly. It's dull. It's numb. It has that almost I mean, after mow your grass when it's 105 out. Let it sit in a pile in the corner of your yard and go to rake it up in 2 days. That's kind of like that smell you're getting now, like that
damn,
musty,
yep.
earthy taste. Smell, I should say. Yeah. All right, let's give it a taste.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. Okay. Getting vanilla right up front. This I could definitely tell was aged in a rum cask. Has the stereotypical Caribbean rum flavors right in the beginning, and then they mellow out very quickly.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. This definitely has a super thin mouthfeel. I mean, this is an 80 proofer, and it's drinking right around that 80 proof. It's super thin, super fast, super pretty much Crown Royal non-existent finish. You picking up a little mint? I'm picking up a little mint in there. That nose that I had with that. But again, it could be those flavors from that rum. I'm curious though what kind of rum they aged that in. Might be that kooky, wacky Grenadian rum or something like that. That's giving me that.
Don't besmirch my island, sir.
that rotten grass flavor.
I would describe this if I was trying to get somebody who drank rum into whiskey.
Nice.
This would be the transitional
nice
bottle.
I like that. That's true. So in other words, this is if you're a rum drinker and you want to get somebody into some whiskeys and bourbons, this is like a nice transition. This is where kind of rum ends and whiskey starts. Let's give another taste.
That is thin. That is really thin. Super
thin. But I know what you're saying about that rum. That Caribbean rum, like funk, almost like a funk. It's almost like again, I don't want to use a weird word like a rotten fruit or something like that, but it's that Caribbean rum funk, It's
like a mash of spices.
Yeah, I mean, if this thing was a little stronger and a little thicker mouthfeel, I'd almost say this tastes more like a barrel-aged rum than it does a whiskey that's finished in a rum cask.
If you were to put this into random people, I think you get 50% of it's rum, 50% is whiskey.
Yeah. It's just it's a shame because again, it's not a cheap bottle for Crown Royal. It's coming in at around $60, which for Crown Royal is not cheap, and it's a little disappointing. And the finish is fast and short. Let's. All right. So staying with rum finish. Whiskeys and bourbons, we got another couple to get through. So next we're going to try the Breckenridge Rum Finish Cask. So don't know too much about this one. Company's out of Colorado. And I think you were telling me they use source juice, no?
Yes, they do, as of 2008.
Okay, so it's got a pretty impressive number 18 on the label, but I don't think that's saying that it's 18-year juice inside. I think it's just they randomly threw an 18 on the label to maybe...
It's kind of like when a wine or a whiskey is an award-winning, but they negate to say which award it won.
Yeah, it could have been the award from Toledo, Ohio's Whiskey of the Month Club, right? Let's give this one a fresh crack.
Ooh, that's a good pop.
Not a bit pop. You want to pour that in and
let's put
we'll
that
see
in
how that
glass.
one is. Breckenridge. So I don't think I got an age statement on this. What did you say the proof was on this?
The proof on this is 90.
90. Okay, so 90 proof. When I looked online, I didn't really get an age statement. I think they said it was just a product of Kentucky or something like that.
It's produced and bottled by Breckenridge, Colorado, but it doesn't say where.
Yeah, I think online I read it might have been either Indiana, which would be MGP, or Kentucky. You'd figure it's probably like a Barstown or something like that. So this one also is, again, with all bourbons and ryes, once, stuff that's finished in a cask, it's never cheap. Let's put it that way. I think this one was coming in at around $60, which again isn't cheap. you know, with everything, you wonder why are they finishing it in a second cask? Why does it need that second maceration? Is it because they weren't happy with the juice inside and they need to cover it up, or they need to add some flavors, or is it a specific flavor they were going for? And that's the kind of stuff that always worries me. Is like, you know, or a question I ask is, you know, when they taste something that's been sitting in a barrel 6-8 years and they say, no, this don't have it. Okay, throw it in a rum cask for a year and then let's see what happens to it. You know. So what's your thoughts on the nose on this one?
Smells bourbon. I don't get any hints of rum.
I agree with you 100%. It's just all you're getting is just maybe a little bit of the alcohol.
Now I'm worried about what you just said.
Super, super light vanillas.
Vanilla's light.
Maybe a little citrus. I mean, maybe like it's a little orange zest. Not even anything like dark or sweet.
Orange.
You know, let's give it a taste. See where it's at. Okay, so on this one, you know, if you told me it was finished in a rum cask, I could tell you either yes or no on that. To me, this tastes more like just like a super sweet bourbon, super citrusy. That orange shows up. Sugars are light, tons of honey, a little bit of vanillas. I'm not really even picking up any kind of cinnamon or any kind of rye spices or anything like that. What about you, Spen?
I feel like it was a bourbon where they weren't satisfied with the quality and they did just dump it into a rum cask, see what happens, and you know. Exactly.
That's, like I said, that's what you always worry, especially with all these, you know, with all these places that source their stuff. It's just kind of like when they can't find a home for it. I mean, usually when they're making their small batches, which I mean, I don't know if I call them small. There's just hundreds of barrels, and they figure out a home for some of this stuff. It's like I said, I'm not picking up any of that rum. I'm not picking up any of that funkiness, any of the bananas, any of those like I don't want to say tropical fruits, but nothing. To me, this just tastes like a typical citrus forward, honey forward, high rye bourbon. You know, these are the flavor notes I get from just like a regular, you know, 28-30% high rye bourbon.
I feel like it's all marketing. There's nothing special about it. Mm-hmm. I've been drinking Breckenridge for a while, and it tastes no different than really any of the Breckenridges.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, super. I mean, if you look at that color, super light.
It's very light,
and that's compared to the Jefferson. So we're going 80. You said that was what, 90 proof?
90
I think
proof,
you said.
Yeah.
I mean, for 90 proof, I mean that thing is super light. I don't even. There was no age statement on that. You said, right? I mean, this thing's probably.
It just said 18.
18.
18 what?
Again, that's their way of helping sell 18. 18 suckers born every hour to buy
if we can sell 18 of these bottles,
$60.
someone gets a raise.
There we go. So let's put a blue on this one just so we could keep track of which one's which. Actually, here, you're going to put this one on your glass, right? I think.
That'll be fine.
Yeah, just put this blue. Same blue. We're not using this one because we only got one more to go.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to put this one here. This one is mine. Okay, so finally, again, when we're talking rum finished casks, we come to our last bottle. This one is called the Left Cross Puncher's Choice. Okay, this one's also going to be a fresh crack. Also not a cheap bottle. I mean, this thing is coming in like $175. This is a
It's got a good pop.
not a bad pop. Let's hope the juice inside reflects that. This one is Celebrity. What do they call it? A whiskey or a bourbon? No.
Straight bourbon whiskey.
Straight bourbon. There we go. Okay, so this one is
Jamaican dark rum cask.
All right, so this one is the Celebrity bourbon. This one is I think it's somehow related to the boxer. What's his name? Razor Reddick or something like that. You know, he was known for his left hook or his left cross. So this is named after him. So you know me and celebrity whiskeys. You know, Blackened by Metallica and all that stuff. I can't bash these things hard enough until I came across that Heaven Doors. I think it was volume 5 or 8. That Bob Dylan one. I had nothing good to say about any kind of celebrity endorsed whiskey, but we'll see how this one goes. Like I said, this price tag of $175. This thing better have some good juice inside. Let's give it a nose. See what's here. Yeah.
I get the very slightest hint of vanilla, but not much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree with you on that. I mean, this thing just on the nose, this thing feels just like a flat bourbon. I mean, like a flat bourbon. Nothing too impressive. The most notable the note on this is the ethanol. Almost like it's like a Young's high proof high proof bourbon. What's the proof on that one?
That is 96.
96.
So
Okay,
almost
so
on
yeah, you're up there with the Angel Envy. Yeah, it's.
I would think with something, especially in a dark age, a dark rum aged cask, you would get a lot more on the nose.
Yeah,
But,
you'd definitely be getting some kind of that
the
funk.
heavy spices.
Yeah. Well, let's give it a taste, see what it comes out to be. Cheers.
Cheers. What's up?
Okay, so finally we're picking up something with a little bit of funky fruits on this one. So it tastes like a bourbon. So to me, you're getting the vanilla, you're getting the light sugars, you're getting the, maybe a little bit of cinnamon, you're picking up a little bit of black pepper, but you're picking up tons of this, like a dark, almost like a pruny, raisiny taste. Almost like something I pick up when I pick it up in like a sherry finished cask bourbon. Your thoughts?
Bourbon up front, dark rum in the back.
Yeah.
The bourbon up front with your vanilla, your cherry, and then when you get a dark Caribbean rum, it's just how dark you're gonna get, and you taste it all at the back end there.
It's super thin for something that's close to 100 proof. It's super thin. To me, it's drinking light. I mean, to me, this thing, you'd have to talk me into this thing even being 80 proof.
Not many legs.
Yeah, it's super thin. Color is not too bad.
I expected the color to be darker.
Yeah.
Like I expect more of the dark rum to, bleach into the bourbon.
Yeah. I mean, for being a rum finished cask, I mean, at least this one is giving us something that's making us think that it was finished in something besides an oak barrel. So I'll give it credit for that. I just can't see where the hell they got close to $175 for this bottle. I mean, there is nothing there. I mean, this is almost what before we open these bottles up, and if you blind poured these, I would have guessed this is what I would have guessed the Crown Royal was going to taste like.
Yeah.
Super unimpressive, super underwhelming. Like I said, except for the fact that it is giving you those funky notes of to me, I'm relating to them as like prunes and raisins and stuff like that. It's I mean, that's not complimenting this. That's just telling you how disappointed I am in some of these other ones. And like I said, to be the second most expensive bottle on this table here, super disappointed on that one.
I would describe it. It's interesting. It's not great. It's not good. It's okay. It's interesting. I would try it once and then never open it again.
That's exactly what I was going to tell you. Again, for a $40, $50 bottle, I'd say okay, that's what you're getting. Again, it's a finished bourbon, so there's costs and stuff involved with that. I'd open it up, I'd drink it, I would say it was decent. I don't know how fast I'm going to go back to this one. I mean, maybe I could find a friend who's a boxing aficionado and try to point it off on him because nothing on this bottle is going to make me want to go back to it. Again, fresh crack, so we'll give it its fair justice. We'll give it some airtime, let it open up, maybe come back to it in a little while and see if that air kind of helped develop some flavors. It's just so thin on the mouth. It's so underwhelming, and like I said, it's just pretty much those, like you had said, those super light bourbon profile, and then to me that pruny raisin taste. I don't know how much time or how much air is going to help this one.
It's surprising for its proof how viscous it is.
So overall, to me, I'm going to give this one a thumbs down. Definitely a fail.
I feel like this is more about left crosses followers than actual bourbon.
Absolutely. In other words, another typical celebrity bourbon that didn't live up to its name. So we're going for that. So, okay, out of all these bourbons and ryes and Canadian whiskeys on the table here today, Spen, which was the one you liked the most?
Angel's Envy.
Angel Envy's. It's funny. So
Not even close.
Yeah. So Angel Envy, which was I think this maybe was the only rye up on the table here. So
Yes.
Definitely interesting. Definitely good. Definitely one I would go back to. Jefferson's, to me, super unimpressive. I mean, I would just burn this up as a mixer. This one, for $175, I couldn't have it in my heart to use it as a mixer. Crown Royal will just go in my cabinet next to the other 93 Crown Royals we have and just say, hey, I have a Crown Royal Marquis. Like you said, this rye definitely stands out. That flavor, that caramel is incredible. The 95 rye really shows up. Breckenridge was also disappointing, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go back to this Penelope Havana. I'm really impressed with this one. I like it a lot. The only thing to me is that $179 price tag is, I mean, this thing, if it was like $80, I tell you, buy this thing, drink it, enjoy it. I just can't, I don't know if I could recommend this at 179. You have your Havana, you want to go back to that one? That's the green? Is that green?
That's green.
Yeah.
Let's go try again. Is that?
Like I said, it's super light, super sweet. When you're coming back, all the other ones, that sweetness is picking up. It's getting a little more funky, maybe, no?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely getting sweeter.
Yeah, it's just, I am, again, I don't know, I have to look up what the MSRP is on this thing. It's just, like I said, I know I paid like 170 for this or something, 175 or something like this. To me, this price does, this flavor, this profile, the juice inside, to me doesn't come close to this. This is a $60, $70, $80 bottle bourbon at the most. You know my love-hate with Penelope. You could watch all my other reviews. You know, some of them I love, some of them I hate. I don't understand where they go with all their different products and all their different stuff. So to me, the video, which started off as a review on Penelope, I'm gonna say interesting bourbon, finished in rum casks. Price point to me is what's gonna not make me able to recommend this, not knowing what the MSRP is. If this was a $60, $70 bourbon, maybe it's something I could recommend. Also give it its fair due diligence. It's fresh crack, so we're gonna give it a little airtime and maybe come back to this one and see. What's your thoughts on this one?
It's much sweeter than it was before. I don't know if that's because everything we've done.
Yeah.
But I'd say maybe even too sweet now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it might even be too sweet.
Yeah, it's just steamed from when we first started to going through all this. Now it just feels so thick and so sweet. It's almost like when you go to a carnival and you're eating a cotton candy without the flavor. But you know, when you're done, your mouth just so it's almost like covered with that thick sugar, nondescript sweet flavor.
I would say this is more like something you'd have as a dessert.
There you go.
A little dessert bourbon.
We'll call it a dessert bourbon. There we go. So maybe Penelope Havana found its home as a dessert bourbon. So okay, so here we gave a nice review, a nice lineup of a bunch of different rum finished flavored whiskeys, ryes, and bourbons, and I think we both agreed out of all these, our favorite is Angel's Envy. No?
Best tasting and best bang for your buck.
Yeah, I mean, it's also not the most expensive on the table. Like I said, this thing was coming in, I think, around $70 or something like that, which isn't really that far off from the Crown Royal or the Breckenridge. More than half the price of these two, and only a few pennies more than the Jeffersons. And it's again, it's a rye, so you know, like everybody say that the ryes hold up better to the finishes. So out of all these bottles on the table, the Penelope Havana, don't know if I could recommend that unless you're finding it at say sub $70, $80. If that's the case, interesting enough, maybe you want to go try it. Jefferson's to me is nothing special. This left cross, super disappointment. Crown Royal is Crown Royal. You know, you have to own it just so you could say you own every Crown Royal out there.
Most people be saying that.
Breckenridge is super underwhelming. This isn't a bottle I see in every store. I mean, I've maybe seen this in 2 stores out of 20. It's not a popular thing. And I'm going to give this this Angel's Envy, the rum finish rye, super thumbs up, and say, I mean, if you're in a store and you see this thing and it's anywhere near that $60, $70 price point, I mean, to me at least, I'd say buy it, drink it, and enjoy it. Yourself?
I agree.
Yeah.
This would be the only one I would purchase ever again.
All right, so we're gonna finish it off with the Angel's Envy. So I always finish it off with the one I like the most, which is Angel's Envy, which is purple. So Spen, you want to take us out of there? Take us out of this video?
Huzzah!
As always.
And cheers to Chase.
Cheers to the chase.